What's up? What's up? Everybody, welcome back to the show. If you're new to the channel, if you end up watching this later on, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And when you hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications. That way you can know whenever I go live, drop a short or do a video or anything that I do on YouTube. Make sure you do that for me. Also, hit the share button, leave some comments. All of that really would be appreciated. But today's topic, I'm going to be talking about um why do most of us, particularly black people, believe so much in white supremacy? And when I say that, I'm not saying that there aren't certain things that still happen that kind of, may dictate certain things, but overall, our lives aren't dictated by white supremacy. Like, that's not holding us back. That's not stopping you from doing most of the things that you want to do in life. I just hear this so much that I just get to a point every now and then that when I talk about this, I'm just like, I see so many wealthy black Americans, so many black people that's maybe not even wealthy who just got good jobs. They have families, they well taken care of. Their kids are playing football, their kids in college. Nobody's been in trouble, nobody's in jail, everybody's healthy, everybody's eating, they drive nice cars, living in a nice house, and yet I still hear a lot of us still talking about white supremacy. And I just keep asking myself, if white supremacy is so bad, then how are you doing so good? What is the thing that white supremacy is really holding you back? That's how I always come to the conclusion that for the most part, most of us have just taken that word white supremacy and ran with it because other people that we know have ran with their term just to say that, yeah, this is what's holding me back. So it's made all of us believe that, yes, white supremacy is holding me back. White supremacy is stopping me from getting a job. White supremacy got me fired. White supremacy got me locked up. And it's an excuse to take away from the accountability that we have to have. You have to say, look, man, I was the one who sold drugs. I was the one who broke into somebody's house. I was the one who robbed somebody. I was the one who committed these illegal acts. And that's what caused me to go to jail. Nobody made me do that. Nobody calls me to cuss out my boss at work and get fired. Nobody calls me to go into Walmart and steal a bunch of groceries. Nobody made me do any of those things. I did that on my own. White supremacy didn't make me do that. When I woke up, I made a conscious decision to go do something bad. And that's what a lot of people don't want to come to terms with, and they don't want to accept that type of responsibility. Now, a lot of people will hear that, especially coming from a black person, and be like, damn, this dude is a coon. For him to say that, it's just not right. White supremacy is affecting you right now, brother. What do you mean? And I'm like, well, how's white supremacy affecting me? I'm in a free country. I'm online saying whatever the hell I want to say. I got my own YouTube page, got my own equipment, doing my own thing. Nobody's stopping me from doing that. There's no imaginary white hand that's on my computer about to shut it off. Or if I had a laptop to say it would close it. You know what I'm saying? None of that stuff is true to me. And I think so many of us get into that mode where we just want to say white supremacy, white supremacy. Oh, the white man. Oh, the government is doing this, and oh, the government is doing that. And now you got this whole food stamp issue. Well, this is white people that's doing this to us. But the funny thing about it is the majority of white people are the ones that's on food stamps. Well, you can reverse that. You can say the majority of white people aren't on food stamps compared to everybody else. It's a lot of white people that ain't on food stamps. They have more white folks that's not on food stamps than anybody else. But see that's how you play the game. That's how they play mind tricks with us. That's how they get you to keep repeating stuff that really don't make sense. Almost, what is it, like 40% of black Americans are on welfare assistance like food stamps? Like, that's ridiculous. I think it's only like 30% for white people, but that 30% is still more than our 40% because they have more white people. So if they have more white people, then on the opposite end, they wouldn't have as many, they don't have as many white people on food stamps as we do. I mean, they have more white people that's not on food stamps than we do. But all of this is just what I'm saying is white supremacy, white supremacy. And you hear these things, and like I said, people who are saying this a lot of times are people who have things. Some of these folks, they have jobs and money and cars. I even see it online. They holler white supremacy, and then they turn around and get into an argument with another black person. And guess what they say? Nigga, you broke. Nigga, I got 2 houses. I got this much money. Can you say that? Do you know what a house deed is? Have you paid land taxes? They start getting into all of this shit while simultaneously shitting on another black person. It has never made sense to me. And when I hear them scream this, I'm just like, you yourself has sat online and said that you had got this business and you have this money. And yeah, you sitting up here talking about white supremacy. Why not talk about how you made that money? Why not talk about what you should do to obtain some of the same things that you have in life? Why can't you do that? But you can't. Instead, you keep pushing fear and and always being a victim and always being downtrodden on another black person. Which comes to my other point that I think a lot of black people love to live in victimhood. They don't even want to come out of victimhood. They like it because it makes them feel a certain way where they can always be able to blame somebody and point the finger. They don't want to come out of that. Because when they're not a victim, if something goes wrong, they don't have anybody to blame but themselves. And a lot of us can't do that. We can't take that accountability and say, no, I fucked up. Because me personally, I fucked up. But overall, a lot of us can't do that. We have to have somebody to blame for all of our issues. It's just a never ending thing. You know what I mean? And which comes to my video here. This one is Jesse Lee Peterson. I saw this earlier, and he was having a back and forth with a black woman, and you can see the point how she can't really even explain white supremacy at all. She just made a fool out of herself.
Not going to cut it up. We're presented as is.
We're not going to present, we're not going to play this tape anywhere.
You might not be able to play it, but I'm playing it.
I'm ashamed that white supremacy still hijacks the agenda here.
Oh, can you define white supremacy for me? Because I don't know what that means. Because I hear a lot of black people calling white people white supremacists. And in my mind, it sounds like they believe that white people are superior to them.
Well, that's not what it means.
What do it mean then?
It doesn't mean that I, as a black person, think the white people are superior. It
so
means
why would you use that word, the white supremacist? It implies that you believe that.
No, it doesn't imply. Can we stop for a minute?
Yes.
Exactly. The more, to me, I hear you say white supremacy, it implies that you believe that white people are superior to you. So the more and more you keep making these claims that white people are doing this, white people are doing that, white supremacy is holding me back, you just proving a point that you think white people are superior to you. And I don't care what nobody says. That's what I believe. I believe that if you keep saying that shit, you have a defeatist mindset and you believe that white people are superior to you. Because why would you keep saying that? They'll sit up here and get mad at people who they call coons and say that they kowtowing the white folks, or they, just buck dancing and doing anything that they want to make them happy or trying to appease white folks. But yet when you get in a bind, the first thing you holler is white supremacy held me back, which implies in itself that you already think white people are superior to you. These same niggas are the ones who go to high-end fashion stores that don't even like black people and go spend their money and turn around and walk out and try to call somebody a coon. Or start screaming white supremacies. This is why I can't do this. This is why I can't do that. You even hear music artists saying it. You hear our celebrities talking like this. They even have white people that be saying this stuff. Yes, I think white men They say white men and white supremacy is keeping a lot of the urban cultures down. And you like, how can you even say that? You trying to appease the black people because you shame that they gonna start getting on your ass, and they gonna, they lumping you in with the white supremacists, and you don't want to be lumped in with them. So you just going, yeah, white supremacy is doing that to black folks. It's a shame. That's the truth. They claim victimhood. Black men get zero sympathy. Black men and just men in general gets zero sympathy from society. Nobody cares. But see, we understand that, and most men don't run around hollering that a lot of white supremacists and things are holding them back. You just accept everything for what it is, and you just move on. I'm not saying that no black men are saying that. I'm just saying the majority of us ain't saying that. That's why you see so many black women want to be the face of food stamps, but the first thing they'll say is the majority of white people on food stamps. Okay, you believe that, but it's true. The majority of white people are on food stamps. But like I said earlier when I first got on here, white people have the majority population. So if you're gonna say that, then you also have to say that white people have the most amount of people who aren't on food stamps. But nobody ever say that. They just want to justify their bullshit by saying that the majority of white people are on food stamps. It's more white folks on food stamps than it is black people. So they don't care. You see? What's up, Gen X? They don't care. And like you hear him arguing with this woman about white supremacy. She can't even define it. Yet, this is something that she just said is being, what did she say? Invasive. Let me start it over. What did she say?
We're not going to cut it up. We're presented as is.
We're not going to present, but we're not going to play this tape anywhere.
You might not be able to play it, but I'm playing it.
I'm ashamed that white supremacy still hijacks the agenda here.
Oh, can you define
What agenda? Like it's just an excuse.
white supremacy for me? Because I don't know what that means. Because I hear a lot of black people calling white people white supremacists, and in my mind, it sounds like they believe that white people are superior to them.
Well, that's not what it means.
What does it mean then?
It doesn't mean that I, as a black person, think the white people are superior. It
So
means
why
that
would you use that word, the white supremacy? It implies that you believe that.
No, it doesn't imply. Can we stop for a minute?
Yes. But you write about them and you talk about them, so I just want a better understanding.
I'd like our producer, whoever that is, to pause tape. I'm not going to do this interview right now. It doesn't feel comfortable to me.
But all I'm doing is following up on what you've said to get an understanding why you feel so uncomfortable. I'm a little surprised to hear you say that, because you said that one of the problems with culture is that we don't sit and agree and disagree and talk about things anymore. You said that they tend not to do that. It looked like you're about to do the same thing.
I have the ferocious courage to say I'm not comfortable. So I'm not comfortable right now.
I know, but you're not showing ferocious courage by running.
I'm not running. I'm just not comfortable. And
She is running. And she seems very uncomfortable. But most of the time on these more conservative shows or whatever, they'll have a liberal person on, a Democratic person on, or whatever. And they'll let them speak and they'll go back and forth with them. But most of the time, if you notice, when you get to like these other platforms that's typically more liberal or Democratic leaning, They don't even have a conservative guest on there to debate with. Look at that Native Land podcast. That's 4 liberals on that show that I have never seen a dissenting viewpoint on there yet. They just sit on there and talk shit about everybody else as if everybody else is beneath them and they know better than everybody. And they scream and holler white supremacy. And then it's on top of that, one of them ran for a governor of a state. One of them had a TV show on MSNBC. Another one is a prominent voice on the liberal side. And another one, and the other black dude, he's a prominent voice on the liberal side. He be on CNN and all of this. But yet they keep hollering white supremacy. That's not holding them back. So you pushing a defeatist mindset on people that you shouldn't even be pushing it on. And you really, to be honest with you, because the way your life has gone shows that you don't even have that mindset. You just pushing that because it's giving you clout, it's giving you money, it's giving you something to talk about. And they don't even realize what they're doing. Instead of saying, look, I'm a college graduate. I did this and I did that. Let me show you how to do this. Let me show you how to do that. I've made this amount of money. Let me show you. I ran for governor. Let me show you what are the steps so you can run for governor of a state. I've had my own show on MSNBC. I took these college courses. I've done this. I've written these papers. I've written these books. Let me show you. No, they keep telling you that white people are holding you back. It's a lie. It's a lie. I don't. You can't tell me no more like you used to that some invisible white hand is got his hand on my neck and stopping me from going and doing things that I want to do. I do things that I want to do every day. I talk to people who I want to talk to every day. Matter of fact, speaking on that, the funny part about it, I was in the gym. I always use the gym, bro, because it's like a sample size of things. I go in the gym. It's an older white dude who always makes it a point to say what's up to me when he see me. But today he came up to me, shook my hand, told me his name, and then went on about his business. It's a brother who's came up there and shook my hand and talked to me before. But typically, the black people don't speak to anybody. So if I was to say white supremacy was going on in that gym, I couldn't say it. Because I interact with a lot of them in that gym on a daily basis. And to be honest, I don't even approach them first. They always approach me. They always say, man, I see you in here a lot. What's going on? What's your name? He says Gen X is the same mindset as those people that are obese. They hide behind their excuses. Yeah, they hide behind their excuses. Don't shame me because I'm fat. No, you look good. Lying. You look good. I know I'm big. I can't really fit this dress. Nah, that thing look good on you, girl. You thick. Girl, you thick. You what? Nah, you thick. No, you big. Don't say that to her. How dare you sit up here and call somebody big? Don't shame nobody for being big. They can't help it. They can't help it. They can't help it. Okay.
Barack Obama, do us black free thinkers and black conservatives and black Republicans a favor. Please sit down. You are not the president anymore. We don't want to see you. You should be out with your wife in your chair, not trying to keep fighting for the policies that you placed in office when you were once president.
Yes, Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, some of the main people who pushed this shit. They even went so far as to make these TV shows and whatnot on Netflix, pushing transgender and LGBTQ in cartoons. They've made, man, he's probably a billionaire, close to it. And he'll sit up there, and Michelle will sit up there and talk about white supremacy. I mean, that's what I keep getting back at is like, how real is white supremacy if we have so many well-to-do black people in this country? Look at all the NFL athletes. They'll still sit up here and be like, "Oh, they run that like a plantation. Look how they draft them and pick them and measure them." Just forget about how some of them get to these franchises and be on drugs and cause trouble, and the owners got to bail them out of jail and secretly keep stuff under wraps, and you don't hear about it until their career is over with. That they assaulted a woman and all of this bullshit. They don't tell you about that type of stuff that some white owner had to help them out with. They don't be saying all of that. Oh, the league is racist, but the leagues be majority black only because they got white owners. If that's the case, they wouldn't even draft it, y'all. Why would they be giving y'all millions and millions of dollars? You got people who get contracts and just decide that they don't even want to play no more. We talking about millions upon millions of dollars. They just up and just decide, oh, I'm out. Like the dude Michael Thomas for the Saints. They gave him a big contract and he just basically disappeared for the next couple of years. Oh, they racist. They fired this coach and fired that coach and didn't give this dude a chance. Some of those dudes are bad coaches. Some of those dudes are just good to be an assistant. They don't need to be head coaches. It's clear from the jump. See, black people had this thing with they don't like the perception that they're inferior, but they want to live up to it anyway. No, I'm better than a white man. But then as soon as something happens, oh, this it's white supremacy. They holding me back. Well, if you better than him, then how did he hold you back? What happened? How did he stop you? You got to make this stuff make sense. You can't play both sides like that. And if you run around and live your life like that, trust me, you ain't gonna get too far. And once you finally realize this shit, it be too late. I'm telling you. I used to think like this when I was younger. The older I've gotten, I'm like, this is bullshit. That shit will fuck your life. That shit will hold you back from some stuff. That shit will stop you from moving up in companies, getting better gigs, making better pay, doing better. It's some people they can't help but wait on something like this to happen just so they can have an excuse. Yeah, everything is racist because my life ain't going my way. Yep. It ain't going my way because I'm too lazy to go try to get a skill. I'm too lazy to improve myself. But you know what? It's racism. Sure. I'm sure that a lot of black people, well, I mean, a lot of white people behind their nephews on jobs and relatives and stuff. Everybody does it. Only people that don't do it is black people. When we get in positions like that, we don't hook nobody up. For one, because a lot of our relatives and stuff, they don't be wanting to work. Let's be honest. Two, if we do hire them, they gonna think that it's a free ride and they don't have to work. See, we don't know how to do it properly. We don't know how to if I get on and then I hire my nephew on, instead of him thinking, oh, I can just sit down, it's my uncle. Instead of trying to really learn it and figure out what's going on so he can improve himself and prove to me that I made a good decision cutting for you, getting you this job. Instead, you're going to make a fool out of me. Maybe getting rid of food stamps, getting rid of all these social services will make us do the right thing. Will make us come together, help each other out, get off all this bullshit, quit blaming white supremacy, quit blaming other groups, quit blaming other people for all of our downfalls, for all of our issues. Because I know that we can do it. We know that we can do it. We've done it before. But it's like we're in this mindset now that I'm good right here. You know, I got somebody to blame. So I can really bullshit. If anything goes wrong, I just say it was some white folks. Say it took a white dude in the army to sit me down and show me the errors in my ways for why I missed out on the promotion waiver. He was my team leader. Yep. See? A white dude. I've had stuff like that happen to me before too. A white dude like, look, man, if you go in there and take this test or tell them you want to do this, man, they'll give you this job or they'll put you in this position. And then when you get right there, then you can go right here. And at the time it didn't click to me. Because I'm thinking white people don't like me. White people really hate me. He lying to me. He trying to set me up. I done been on the damn job, the damn black. One of my partners from the job site, not in real life, but just at work, trying to get me fired. Or they be cool with you until you get a promotion. Now they hate you. Now they start to, oh man, he was up there snitching or he was doing. They just change on you. It's always white people that's holding us back, which ain't true. The only people that's holding us back is other black folks. If you want to believe that, then go ahead and believe it. But the truth is the truth.
You telling black men that you won't have respect for them if they don't support Miss Kamala Harris. Fast forward, here we are witnessing you, my dear friend, the Barack Obama, not supporting a black woman that's running for governor in Virginia right now.
Oh, that is the biggest hypocrisy if I've ever seen it. Don't they always say that? It's a minority woman. We should get behind her. We should support her. Oh, she's a Republican. Nope. Don't support her. Don't support her. Let's support the white woman who we say we hate. All of the black women. We hate the white women. We hate white supremacy. We hate white men. Let's support the white woman. Well, it's a black woman in a race. Y'all always say, let's get behind her. No. No. We can't do that. We can't do that. Why would we do that? She's a Republican. Everybody who has an R on their chest are racist. I don't care whether you black or white. Especially if you're a black person, you ain't got no business being a Republican. You a coon. You a sellout. I can't stand you. She don't like black people anyway, because she over there with them. Damn. Ain't this a bitch?
You are voting, not voting, you're campaigning against her by siding with the white woman. Now, didn't the people within the Democrat Party, the blacks anyway, were telling us blacks who walked away from the Democrat Party, oh my God, you're serving your white master. Oh my God, you're serving the one who's the white supremacist and all the things. If that's the case, then why is Barack Obama siding with a white woman? black man siding with a white woman campaigning against a black woman. Now, mind you, this white woman allowed one of her supporters to have a racial statement towards this black woman, and she didn't really say anything until later on. But yet, Barack Obama is siding with this white woman. And y'all really believe that Democrats are for blacks? Democrats don't care about black folk. I don't care how y'all may feel or think. They do not care about black people. They don't care. 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 They only care about us when it comes to a vote. Oh.
That's it. That's it. They only care about black people when it comes to a vote. That's it. I tell y'all all the time, y'all not gonna see them until election time. They ain't coming to your church till it's time to get them votes. When they got them votes, out of there, gone. They don't care about you. Point proven right here. Winston Earl Sears. What is it, Virginia? They don't want to get behind her. That's a black woman. She has is she Caribbean or something like that? But she's a so-called black woman according to the Democratic Party. They just want you to vote for them. They want you to keep a defeatist mindset, keep saying that everyone on the other side is a white supremacist. Don't worry about your own needs. Keep voting for us, and we'll take care of you, which is a lie. They're not going to take care of you. They're not even going to look after you. You're about to be replaced anyway. When it comes to immigrants, why do you think they're pushing so hard for them to get everything that they want? They won't even fight that hard for you. When it comes to you, they'd have gave up by now. They'd have went on and signed, made an agreements or whatever it is they had to do to move on. They wouldn't fight that hard for you. We'll get them next time. We did the best we could. We came up with the best plan that we could. It comes to illegal immigrants, they're going above and beyond. Shut the government down. But the real play is all of this goes back to the votes. We're coming up on midterms. It's time for them to start campaigning with what a couple of months from now. They're gonna start campaigning. That's why they're doing this. They're just trying to put the blame on all the Republicans. A lot of people gonna fall for it. I won't fall for it. Yeah, I won't fall for it.
Also, when you follow their rules, their regulations, and bow down to their needs and wants on that side. But the moment you choose to step out and become a free thinker and realize what they've been doing is wrong, or you are now a problem to them. This is about good and evil, y'all. Good and evil. At the end of the day, God's going to win. That's in the Bible. He wins. But while we're here, as Christians, we got to stand up and fight back. In Jesus' name, amen. And Barack Obama, sit down.
Said Barack Obama, sit down. He can't. He can't do it. They push harder for these illegal immigrants than they do you. This is who's the real white supremacists? What side are they really on? That's what you got to ask yourself. Because I think y'all on the wrong side if you're on that side. I really do. Who is this guy right here? Omar Fateh? Fatah. He's a mayoral candidate for Minneapolis. Look what this fool is waving. Just like Ilhan Omar, they over here and don't even like Americans, bro. They're over here, don't even like Americans, don't even like America, and have the nerve of what Stephen A. say, the unmitigated gall to wave a Somalian flag. This shit is insane.
السلام عليكم. السلام عليكم. Somalia. Somalia.
Really? And people are sitting up here really voting for this. It's so insane to me how we can holler white supremacy and then turn around and vote for our own demise. Because that's what we doing. We voting for our own demise. Yep, that's right. We could vote 100% for Democrats and still lose. It don't even matter. It's to that point where it's over with. It's a done deal. And y'all just keep doing it. I'm pretty sure it was just as many Somalians voted for him, was just as many black folks that sat up there and voted for Omar. Oh yeah, I'm voting for Omar because he black. And then as soon as they get in power, they're gonna do everything they can for Somalians. They're not gonna do nothing for y'all. They ain't gonna do a damn thing for y'all. They're gonna do everything they can for Somalians. But guess what? You don't care. You feel like you're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing. It's in your heart to look out for everybody else. These same people who y'all always looking out are not gonna be looking out for you. Man, look out for yourself. Quit buying this bullshit. Y'all done got sold on white supremacy so much that we can't even get out of our own bullshit. Like we just caught up in a whirlwind of bullshit now. We love it. That's right. They won't go back to their country or the flag that they waving. They won't even go back. That's the crazy part. That's what's so funny about this. Somalia, Somalia, Somalia. Go back to Somalia. No, I want to be a mayor of a United States city. Well, what the hell are you planning on doing as a mayor of a United States city, but you keep hollering Somalia, Somalia? What's going on? It's almost as if we being infiltrated and they're so bold with it that they like, shit, we can be from other countries and be in support of everything but United States policy. And they so dumb, we can do it right in front of their face. That's how dumb they are. They're so stupid. It's the dumbest country in the world. Let's just go over there and get a bunch of free shit. I'm an illegal immigrant. I'm gonna go over there and get a bunch of free shit, send it back where I'm from, and we gonna eat. I can have a house over here and a house over there. I can come over here and get free benefits, stack up my money, and go back home. Wow. These are the dumbest people on earth. In the same time, we're tearing up their country and wrecking their country. You think these other governments don't realize what they're doing when they keep America in these perpetual wars and then they got us always sending money to places like Ukraine and Israel? They know that that's hurting the people over here because those are resources that we need. And yeah, we sending stuff out. People are coming in, infiltrating us, taking shit out of here. It's a big fucking scam, and nobody is picking up on this shit. Yep, that's true. Nobody is picking up on it. We have got to be some of the not just not as far as black people, but this fucking country, bro. This is everybody is most of us are just fucking stupid over here. We are fucking stupid. I mean, just that's blatant. That's right in front of your face. He's standing in front of an American flag but waving a Somalian flag, talking about Somalia. Nobody sees anything wrong with that. Uh, you could pay me to vote for him for mayor. That is that's why I have no problem with saying these people have to go. I have no issues with saying foreigners gotta go. They don't mean us no good. They gotta go. And I hope we can finally get rid of that damn birthright citizenship because some of these people are not fucking citizens. They would never be fucking citizens. And they should never be fucking citizens. You got one person that came on this poll and said white supremacy is control of their destiny. Who in the fuck said that? That is some defeatist ass shit, bro. I swear to God. Whoever did that, you are a fucking idiot. I knew somebody was going to put yes. I knew one of these dumbass people, somebody was just going to come through and put yes. They probably didn't even stay in the chat. They probably went on and thought it was funny to hit yes and dip. Oh, yeah, I'm going to hit yes and dip. Yes. What the poll say? The poll say, is white supremacy in control of my destiny? I'm going to hit yes. Are you slow? White supremacy is not in control of your destiny. If you believe that, it's a wrap. Kiss your ass goodbye. You shouldn't even go outside. Don't even try to fill out an application. Don't even try to improve yourself. Don't try to do nothing. Just sit at the house, just watch TV and get some government assistance. That's all you should do. Cause you ain't got no motivation. You have none. And you are a worthless human being. You don't even need to exist. Real life scumbags. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. He said too late. Yep. Oh, please.
In 2025, can we stop calling it white supremacy and call it what it actually really is? White fear, white insecurity, and white genetic inferiority. Not
No, that's
supreme
true.
over anything. They're scared. They're scared because they know they're dying off, their birth rates are dropping, and they're on their way to biological extinction. That's why Trump is moving the way he's moving. Him and his cabinet is pulling an all-out attack on the melanated people in this country right now.
That shit is crazy. I'm telling you. Ever since this man been elected, they keep pushing this damn narrative that he is out to get black people. I don't feel like that. I don't see it. And then sitting up there with a "God got me" shirt. If God got you, then why is you worried about that? Why is you sitting up here saying shit like this? This shit don't make no sense. None. All right, I'm gonna holler at you. Yeah, this shit don't make no sense.
First, it was ICE with them detaining any Hispanic looking person that they saw, regardless of them being suspected of committed a crime or nothing. And now Trump is calling for all these predominantly black cities to be put under the control of the federal army because they know they're outnumbered. And worse, we're starting to unite. We're starting to see through all the lies that we have been fed from this government for centuries. We're starting to wake up and realize who we are. We realizing that Jesus wasn't no pale-skinned man with straight blonde hair. We know who we are now, and we know we're the people of the book. And every time we stand in our truth, every time we refuse to bow down to them, it shakes their world. But guess what? It's too late. The awakening is already happening, and it's not stopping for nobody.
Incredible. My bad. I hate to run outside. Oh man. I had to go outside for a second. Mm, let's see what else.
Well, class, today we're going to talk about white supremacy and how that shit is absolutely made up and we've all been psyoped into believing that it exists. The whole idea of white supremacy comes from this understanding that America in its past was not favorable to minority groups with darker skin. But where this whole idea comes crumbling down is when you realize that America's history is a lot more complex than white people have always hated black people. For example, it took a while for Europeans to even identify as white. The first time the term white was legally used in the American colonies was the late 17th century. And it was the mid to late 18th century before people like Benjamin Franklin would use the word white in their writings. And it was the early 20th century when America saw its largest influx in European immigration. And most of those individuals didn't identify as white, they identified with their home country just like immigrants of today do. Those countries included Italy, Ireland, Russia, Poland, Hungary, to name a few. And just so you know, there was racial tension amongst those groups as well that had existed way before America was even thought of. So the moral of the story is this whole idea of white supremacy is really like a nothing burger. It would be extremely difficult to find anyone of European descent in America that believes white people are somehow supreme. If you were to find a person that believed that, or even a group of people, they would be an extreme outlier. But let's call a spade a spade. The whole idea of white supremacy being an issue in America is really just a liberal talking point that presents things in a way that sits them on a moral high ground. If anything, minority supremacy is a bigger issue. As a black man, I could go on television right now and say I'm proud to be black, and no one would say anything. But if my skin color was different and I was white and I went on television and said the same exact words, I would be called a racist.
Man, that's one of the now that's a big one. That's a big one. We know that for a fact. Black people, we can say, oh, we better than everybody, we the best, we this, we that. And if a white person say that same shit on TV, man, people would lose their minds. Let's cancel him. I'm not buying any more of his books. I'm not watching any more of his movies. I'm not going to his restaurant no more. None of that. He's a racist.
Is that fair? Is that Martin Luther King's dream? I would say no, and I think that the bigger issue is that as a black man, if I call these things out, then I'm labeled as a coon. And I'm ostracized by black society and no longer have a seat at the table because I'm not black enough. And my answer to that is I don't care. I'm human enough to be honest and have integrity and call things as I see them. And not just side with other black people because that's the norm. I would love it if this video would just end the entire discussion, but I know it won't. So let me know what you guys think.
Yep, he didn't do nothing but speak nothing but facts right there. He said everything that I always say and more. And I agree with everything that he said. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this video in the comments. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Leave some comments in the comments section. Share the video. And